Okay, with the exam upcoming this weekend, I have a couple of last-minute letter assessments. Now, I just posted in the group, does anybody have anything, who hasn't been assessed yet? And really, if you are taking the exam this weekend and you have not had any assessment, if you haven't actually paid any professionals or natives to look at your writing, then unless you're really confident about your English, you're probably not going to do very well. And I don't know why you would do that. For any exam, you need to go to people who know what they're doing, who know what they are talking about, how the exam works. They can check your grammar, your vocabulary, etc. It's like, even if, for example, someone wanted to send me, somebody wanted to purchase a packet of letters yesterday. And I said, well, it's pointless. And they said, why is it pointless? And I said, because all I can do now is to tell you what your mistakes are in terms of grammar, vocab, layout, etc. Even if I diagnose you now and say, okay, your article use is crap, you need to work on this, you're not going to have time to internalize or to work on so say you're having some trouble with article use, and I say, okay, I've identified the grammar you need to work on is articles. So now that you have this information, what you then have to do is to go away, find video lessons on the internet or whatever, work on articles, practice, and then you need to internalize this, right? You need to practice it, be writing letters to make sure that you internalize why you made the mistakes and to avoid making them in future. So simply identifying, as if I say, okay, you need to work on X, Y, Z, that's not enough. You need to be working on your writing at least a month in advance, right? You need to get a native, preferably someone who knows how the exam works, to tell you what your mistakes are. Then you need to work on those to make sure you internalize the various rules so that you don't make the mistakes again. Okay? So even if I identify some mistakes on these letters, I'm going to do one or two this afternoon. The chances of people being able to correct their mistakes and not to make the same mistakes again in only a day or two is minimal. However, we'll see what we can do. So I haven't got the case notes, Mr Brew. So I'll just I'll take a look at it and I'll tell you what I think. So I'm ready to request an urgent assessment. Well, firstly, we wouldn't use an article. We would either, because it's a particular assessment, so the urgent assessment management of Mr Brew. Now 36, you've told us his age here, so we don't need it again. And do we need to know that he's a farmer? How does him working on the land affect how we will treat him? It doesn't, so we don't need that. Who has been diagnosed with, get your prepositions right. Diagnosed with stage 3, I don't think you've spelt that right, oesophageal. I think esophagus is spelt like that, oesophageal cancer. Your help would be appreciated. And what help? Okay, you can use that if you want. So, regarding his medical and social history, that's what I would like to put there. Mr Brew is married with 3 children. And so what? How does that have any bearing whatsoever? Okay. And why are you telling me what he doesn't do? Oh, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't beat his children, he doesn't take drugs. Why are you telling the reader what he doesn't do? Tell them what he does that is pertinent to what you are asking them. He drinks alcohol excessively. Okay, so that might have a bearing. Okay. He has been diagnosed with GERD in 2001, okay, which was treated. Okay. Now, right, let's go. Diagnosed with, so if it's treated, it's finished. We wouldn't be using present perfect. Not as such, not using since. So he has been diagnosed with GERD. Or so if it's finished, if it's treated, you see, we would use the simple past. So I don't know if it's finished, if his issue with GERD is treated or not, because it's not clear using these tenses here. Please note that he has a family history of cancer. Article use. Last week he presented. Now, you usually put the date. Initially on 1st, 7th, 2nd, blah, 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 blah. Full name, Mr. Brew, presented, and then you can use pronouns. Mr. Brew presented complaining of dysphagia and weight loss, 10 kilograms. You could put that a weight loss of, that's 45 months, associated with severe I don't know what this word is. Substantial, substernal, internal, external pain. No idea. So weight loss accompanied or associated with pain. So pain was associated with a weight loss. How is pain associated with weight loss? He had dysphagia and severe pain as well as weight loss. So I would write it in the form of a list. 1, 2, 3, etc. Okay. On examination, he was pale and malnourished with apparent muscle wasting. Epigastric tenderness. Why is that's a very short, simple sentence? Why isn't that part of this previous sentence? Why is that a separate sentence? Oh, it's muscle wasting. Also, right? Make this part of a sentence. Also, epigastric blah 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 was noticed on palpitation. Okay. Mr. Brew's admitted for further evaluation. Therefore what now? Therefore means a direct consequence. So him being admitted for further evaluation, therefore, or subsequently is better because it means a following afterwards. So subsequently. Oops. Make sure I spelled that right. Okay, subsequently. Because therefore implies a direct causal, a causation where it happened afterwards. He underwent now an endoscopy. It's countable. So we need an article with biopsy and barium. So unfortunately, results show stage 3 is cancer. His current medications include oxycodone. Okay, again, short sentence. Okay. In view of the above, Mr. Brew will be immediately transferred to your care. It will be grateful. Who will be grateful? I would be grateful. I would imagine he would be more grateful than you. I would be grateful if you could assess him with some treatments or therapy that he's aware, or so it should be aware. You can find a copy of the investigation. Now, you can find a copy of the investigations done attached. What you mean? You can find a copy of his test results? Maybe. Okay, that's better. So, bit of grammar, bit of vocab. There's a few things to look at here, I would say. I hope that helps. I'm not sure how much of this you can change before the exam, but for what it's worth, there you go. Okay.